What is going on, y'all? It is your girl, iyaKIN, here with a new YouTube video. I hope y'all are feeling good in your bodies and you're sustaining the practices that are helping you feel good. The attire is giving mismatch. We're giving you stripes. We're giving you leopard. We're giving you hiking boots. I don't know what I'm doing. We are going to Cabo, San Lucas. Girl was invited for this yoga conference. It's a trauma-informed yoga conference, and so I'm looking forward to going and meeting some of my colleagues, connecting, networking with people, practicing, having a little moment to clear my mind before the iyaKIN Cohort 4 teacher training, which is going to be coming up the following week after I get back. I don't know if I'm excited or I'm not excited. Just anytime I travel, if I'm going somewhere new, I don't really get excited until I'm there. I'm sure I'll get excited once we land and I get there and I see the beauty of the place and experience the beauty of the people. That's exactly how Costa Rica went too, and I ended up falling madly in love with Costa Rica. I still love it so much. One thing though, y'all, I'm supposed to be TMI. Whenever I travel, I always get so backed up. I got my teeth and everything to help me, but the best feeling in the world is being able to go to the bathroom every morning. And this morning I did not go, and now I'm feeling it. And this kid is jumping up and down on this chair behind me. I gotta find my yoga blocks or something to put my feet on, make my own homemade squatty potty. I gotta be in a quiet place. It has to be clean. I just have all my prerequisites and then I can go. If you are a troubled travel pooper, then you know. Excuse me, can you get your child, please? But I will check back in with y'all once we land and get settled. Oof. The chair is very deep, y'all. We are here. Thank you, Lord. So I'm here for a trauma-informed yoga conference with Adi Shakti. She is a yoga educator and space holder. She's been teaching for longer than I have. I just reached out to her just to thank her, you know, for the work that she's been doing. And I just literally was like, if there's any way that I can support you, just let me know. Being someone who's been in the game for a hot minute, sometimes it doesn't feel like you get the recognition that you like to see. So I like to make a point when I see other yoga educators doing really dope ass shit to just let them know. And she ended up responding with an invite to this conference that she's doing, which works wonderfully because I've been wanting to dive deeper into trauma-informed studies. I've never been to Mexico, but I will tell you this. Towards the end of last year, I had an expression that I really wanted to go to Mexico. I didn't verbalize it though, but it was a very acute sensation that I had in my heart, and then this opportunity came. I'm gonna give y'all a little mini tour, then I'm gonna wash up and head down to the conference. I'll be taking y'all with me. So first off, how beautiful is the scenery? This just truly lets me know I need to go to the desert. I've been feeling called to the desert, like Arizona, Utah, Joshua Tree. Like this landscape and scenery is just giving me life. And these people's home is so beautiful. I'm so excited to be staying here. If you're coming to Cabo, I'll definitely let you know about this Airbnb. This woman has been so communicative and also very accommodating. I like my little enclosed space. So it has just the basics, a little TV. I'm gonna be working while I'm here, so it has a little workstation. And, you know, just the basics. The bathroom. So, you know, keeping it simple. Has everything I need. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready, y'all. And I'll see you on the flip side. All right, y'all, so we are officially at Crania, where the conference is gonna be. And I just met this beautiful human being, and she is actually camping on site. So she's staying in one of the glamping tips, where we're in right now. You already saw my Airbnb where I'm staying, so I don't get this experience.
This whole setup that they have here is actually inspired by Burning Man. It's a Burning Man camp, so it's very burner-esque.
It's giving that vibe. It's giving that vibe. New vibe for me for sure.
I love it. Yeah,
but
same.
we're going out of our comfort zone. I'll give y'all a little bit more of a tour of the property in the morning because it's really dark, so you can't really see it. But today I think it's just check-in, and it's been real chill. I think I'm gonna go grab some food and maybe head back to the Airbnb, and I'll see this being tomorrow. I'm actually going to this local restaurant and get me some eats. It's crazy because it's the middle of the night and I'm walking in Mexico, but you know what? Just like Costa Rica, I feel very at home in Latin American countries, which is my ass needs to learn some Espanol. Hopefully it'll still be open because a bitch is hungry. Good morning, y'all. It is 7:49. I gotta head out soon. Ceremony starts at 9 and we're about 12 minutes away. A few updates. One is I drank too much yesterday. Kind of annoyed with myself. I already knew going in that the request was for this to be like dry, and they don't want you to bring any liquor or anything into the conference space, which is fine. I'm not carrying liquor around, but when I went to the restaurant, I was like, I kind of want to get a cocktail. I'm in Mexico. And sometimes I have to be careful because I'm just not, it's not easy always for me to just do one and stop. And so I did one and I did another one, and I was just like, I really don't need to do this. And substance abuse a little bit, but I haven't really expressed it in this way. I'm feeling kind of vulnerable sharing this, but it's also the reality of life, and I don't want to be ashamed about this anymore. So we're gonna keep it dry for the week. Number 2, woke up in the middle of the night, like I was itchy, like I had a little rash, and underneath my left chest, and like on the back I was like itchy, and then my neck was itching. When I came back from the restaurant, I was so bloated, and like because I ate more food, but my body's not dispelling the food because I'm not pooping. So when I came home, I drank my tea, and then I just started to get so itchy. And I finally went from the tea around 4 and expelled everything. And I was like, okay, my face is kind of swelled. I'm going to really take the rest of the week just to cleanse, drink a lot of water, and just keep it clean. See how my body responds. I'm going to do a little bit of some breath meditation. To settle and calm. Y'all will get to be able to see the space where the conference is going to be held, which is giving very Burning Man. The Burning Man thing was never really my thing. It's not my vibe. However, I'm going to go with it. So I'm running late, and that's because I noticed that my right eye is kind of swelling up, and I'm still very itchy all over it. And I know my body's having an allergic reaction. I've been drinking the water here before you lose your mind. The Airbnb, she said that they have a triple filtration system, and so I can drink water from their tap. However, I'm thinking probably not a best idea. I probably need to go and get some water. Time to go.
We're going to talk about a couple strategies, and then you'll actually have time to select one of them and kind of work through an action plan.
All right, y'all, so we just did my first session, which was really, really good. It was a module about speaking to the disengaged through engagement, which I found extremely informative. She specifically spoke about this method called the HALT method, which is hunger, anger, loneliness, and tiredness, and how that can cause us to disengage, and breaking down disengagement ultimately to just lack of connection. And I just found it really informative. But I want to give you all a little bit of tour of the space because it's really dope. But basically everything is like reclaimed, repurposed. Alright, y'all, so we're starting out in the kitchen area. This is also one of the stages where we just had our module that I told you about, and so that's where they have breakfast, like a little breakfast bar. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right over there. And then here is another little bar where you can get like fresh juices and like vegan spreads. And over here, which is interesting, y'all see the disco balls. This is, I guess, where they have the little lounge and dance parties, and this is where it gets its name from the cranes. It's crazy because they just built this place and created their own little community here in the middle of Cabo, which is it's just really dope, which is nice, and it's getting very burnt, but it's all good. It's all good. Over here is the main yoga shala, and that's basically where some of the sessions are happening. That's where this morning's opening session happened, and I think that's where the evening session is going to happen. And then all around, you'll see these little glamping tents. Like, these little glamping tents are all over. Y'all saw Katie's last night, and so people are staying there. There's Katie. Say hi, Katie. I'm showing everybody the space. Amazing. So we're gonna go to lunch, y'all, and we'll see you there. So y'all, we came to this authentic Mexican restaurant. Ready to chow down. I don't know what we got. The sopes.
That's
sopes. We're drinking these melon juices. Are extremely refreshing.
So excited that we're able to live in even more integrity in the way that we serve. So just get curious about your mental patterning and relationship to other leaders.
So yesterday, after Maddie's last session that she did, I was so exhausted. I just came home, ate, showered aggressively, and passed out. I'm feeling very groggy because after scouring Google and searching WebMD, I believe that it is this thing called neuro-plasticity, and they said it's an allergic reaction to food or water, or it could be an allergic reaction to a bite from insect or something like that. Things that inflame it more is alcohol, and I remember I drank at that restaurant the first night, and that's when the itching got so bad. Basically, the histamines are overreacting in the body to protect it. Antihistamines can be helpful, and I found 2 Benadryls in my makeup case. Took those. I'm still pretty itchy. I'm also very, very, very groggy from that Benadryl. I'm trying not to scratch, but oof, I want to scratch. I'm missing the first morning session because today I'm hosting my live masterclass on how to add non-performative yoga to your business. I wish my body was reacting better, and I know that it'll be okay. I just had the most wildest dream. It was about a beautiful man, tall man. He had this beautiful little daughter. And my friend was trying to hook me up with him, but I wasn't really paying attention. But him and my friend had a really instant friendship and connection. But she wasn't into him, and I don't know if he was necessarily into her, but they had like a really easygoing friendship. And then he did kind of share with me or disclose to me how he felt about me. And just like I always do, I kind of go into a state of shock or something when a man tells me that. And I get really nervous, and the fluidity that was once there kind of changes for a bit because I start acting awkward. And then I don't reciprocate it from an authentic enough place. But he was still pursuing, and what I remember is this ease of being with him, but also the love and ease of being with his family. Like, I met his ex-wife, and his daughter was always around or with me, and there was an ease of us four being together. And I remember my friend seeing it and witnessing it and seeing like, oh, that's gonna become a thing. But I was still being my awkward self and not really embodying my divine feminine. Kind of shrink when there's a man who's really in his divine masculine that's embodying it. I get nervous and I kind of shrink. And I woke up from the dream right when I was meeting my friend, and I had this beautiful gown. I was going somewhere with him, and she said something regretful about, she didn't really specifically say about not going for him when she had the opportunity, but it was basically like alluding to the connection within their friendship. But I know she was saying it because she was also regretful that she didn't move when she could have, because now that it was blooming into something with him and I. And then I woke up, and I can still remember what he looked like. This tall, much older, curly hair that was a little gray. I liked his swag. His swag matched my swag, but real natural. I don't know. It was a beautiful dream. Just remember safety, security in that dream, and a surety that I had with him, and a desire to want to care for him with him and his daughter. I have a lot of dreams that are very potent. I know you're probably like, how do you remember your dreams? I always remember them. I'm very aware that that's a gift. And as soon as I wake up, they're just as vivid. I'm in a very settled state, but I more so think it's the Benadryl. It's almost 9. We got 2 hours until our masterclass. Gonna take my time getting ready, and then I will see y'all a little later. So y'all, see, this is basically this little rash. It's just like, I don't know if you can see it on my neck and stuff, but you can definitely see it on my forehead. I don't know what's going on. I don't really care right now because I just wrapped our masterclass and it was phenomenal. Heart's so full right now. There was like 20, 30 people on. People were so engaged. They found so much value. in the practices that I shared and how to add non-performative yoga to their business. I'm just elated that y'all found value in it, and so many of you came. The live Q&A was off the chain. It was by far my favorite part of the masterclass because y'all were asking such phenomenal and engaging questions. Really appreciate your candor, your openness for sharing the work that you're doing, utilizing non-performative yoga practice. I really loved it, and I'm just on a high right now. So I need to head off to go to the module. I missed the morning session, so I don't want to miss the last handful of afternoon sessions. So I only missed one session, thank God. I'm gonna head down to Crania to get my sessions on and just extend this high. I'm hoping my skin will do what it does, but we gonna be feeling good either way. Yes. Listen, listen, listen. I hear the voice of my grandmother's calling me. This experience was so many things. However, the one thing that I will say that resonated was this reminder of my own divinity, of my own light, of my own preciousness. If you've been othered for quite some time, you don't realize the unique jewels that are ever present within you, and how rare it is to meet someone who can atmospherically shift a room when they walk in because of the level of wisdom and understanding and love they diligently walk in and embody. And as someone who also has been othered, I'm not always aware of how righteous and valuable those unique jewels are. How incredibly rare my ability to walk in wisdom and understanding is. Because it speaks to a lifetime of being able to discern it and a willingness to receive it. Being in community with these phenomenal light workers and shadow workers and divine beings has been so edifying because they recognize that work, and as a result they recognize me. Good morning, y'all. Today is day 3 of the conference/summit, and of course, I'm running late. I'll see my eye and everything is getting better. Yesterday's sessions were pretty good. There was one lady who she offered a lot of science-backed research around how certain practices can really change the neuro-plasticity within the brain and ultimately help us create new neural pathways, which I thought was so fascinating. She was talking about how movement is a way that, it can create new neural pathways in the brain, and pranayama and savoring practices and psychedelics. Ironically, psychedelics have been proven to create new neural pathways within the brain, specifically ketamine and magic mushrooms and LSD, and how a lot of different places are prescribing microdoses of those substances to help with addiction and depression and things like that. One of the facilitators in the summit is an ayahuasca facilitator, I've been kind of tug of war with ayahuasca. I've wanted to do it, but I haven't also not felt comfortable by the guides and things like that. These weird white men and people who call themselves shamans. And because I have substance abuse in my past, I don't want to latch on to just another substance. However, when she was talking about it, this woman, the power of psychedelics and to create new neural pathways and to help people overcome addiction, my ears perked up. But I went up to him after and just was like curious, and I guess he's having a session in May in South Carolina, which isn't too far from Texas, and I'm kind of considering it. God, I never thought I'd be this bitch. Am I about to be the bitch at a fucking ayahuasca ceremony? Y'all, what the heavens? My dreams have been really vivid. Here I had a dream again last night about the deep envy I have towards the way my mom loves my sister, the affection that she has towards my younger sister, and how I told myself that I didn't need it, but how I'm quite envious of it. And in the dream, it kind of led me to look towards partners who could only give me like a limerence of affection, but it could never be sustained. It was always because I was seeking the affection that I saw my mom give my younger sister, but has never been able to really give me. And that was uncomfortable. I cried this morning when I was just sitting with that dream. Also got me thinking about my dad and how I never really asked him. I'd like to ask my dad like what feels loving for him, or when is this memory of really feeling loved. And that made me quite emotional, because I know my dad wants that, and I don't think anyone's ever asked him that. And I don't think, there's a lot of silent suffering in my family, a lot of not asking for needs to be met, and I see that in my dad. I see it in my mom, a lot of enduring, and it just made me really sad. We want to call my dad and ask him, and I do plan to do that. So this experience has brought up a lot in terms of like my life is really changing in a lot of ways that I wasn't expecting, but feels like deja vu, like it feels right. I feel more like myself than I ever have in a long time. And each day I feel more like myself. Enough of that. All right, let's get an Uber. Let's haul ass, okay? I'll see y'all at the summit. Ooh, bitch. He's fell asleep. Ooh. Yeah.